last part of ankles. Okay, so if you've ever had an ankle injury, then you would have received this from your physical therapist. So it's a pretty standard PT exercise, okay? So I'm gonna have my hips even in the chair, right? We'll do a little preliminary there. So my shoulders over my waist stacked over my hips, my knees go forward, my feet go on the floor evenly, okay? So let's do the challenge leg first. So hook your TheraBand underneath the middle of your foot so your toes go over and your heels at the bottom. Okay, outstretch one leg. And I'm gonna keep my leg a little lifted in the video so you can see it. So what I wanna practice doing is I actually wanna practice moving in my ankle. I wanna take the outside line of my muscles here and the side, and I'm going to pull the outside line of my muscles a little bit this way, right? So I feel like I'm pulling from the pinky toe side of my foot. It shoots straight up the lateral line of my hip, and I'm going to end up experiencing an ankle movement. Okay, my big toe knuckle goes down a little bit more. I hope that's clear in the video. And then the opposite of that is if I pull from the big toe side of my foot, I feel an engagement on the inside line of my leg. It's still an ankle movement, and I feel like the outside of my leg gets a little longer. Okay, so I'm going to use my band tension. Okay, it is preferable, I think, to have your foot, don't lift your leg like you see me doing. That's just so you can get a better view in the camera. But if you have your leg on something solid, the hip would be nice and grounded, the foot would be on the floor, toes are up, and then I can actually go through, right? It's inversion and eversion. So you can kind of see which one my body is pretty good at. I am pretty good at, whoa, this way. So in order to get my ankle balance, I actually have to work on this one. I have to pull from the pinky toe side and get that big toe knuckle to spiral and roll itself in a downward slope. Okay, so take your other side. All right, make a loop at the tension that works for you. You're the boss on tension. You can always go through ankle point and flex as kind of a nice, we did a lot more of that standing on top of the block of wood. So we don't have to repeat it here, but you can also do that motion here. So practice your outside line muscles from hip to pinky. Actually feel like you're going to kind of shorten the leg muscles, not the hip, right? I'm just going to engage everything on the outside of my leg, and I'm going to make the inside line a little longer. Do the opposite, make the inside show up, engage it, and make the outside line longer. And then put them both together. Let's come up. You can see I have a lot more balance on this side. It is like, whoa, so much easier for me to take my foot, this way in my ankle. Right, remember how that was really challenging on the first side. All right, so here's kind of the experiment. Okay, the experiment, if you stand up on top of your feet, we did a couple different things already. So if you just stand up on top of your feet a little bit, I'm gonna just have you walk around your space and just observe how your foot and your ankle are moving on the ground. Right? Just kind of see how your foot and your ankle are moving. From our ankle exercises, I am much more aware of the fact my ankle has to turn in a rotary way. It's rotational, right? If you can kind of see with my hands, if I move my wrist like that, my ankle has the same capacity, you know, not the same range perhaps, but, right, if you kind of stand on one leg, you can roll your ankle all the way around the side, right? So without the tension of the band. Okay, now just stand on your 2 feet. I'll face you, roll through your foot, press one knee forward of the other, Roll up through your foot. See if you can kind of test it up. Remember those Sharpie dots, right? Hip, knee, and ankle. Take the other side, roll yourself up. So every time we walk, every time we march in place, you can see there we go, hip, knee, ankle. I have to kind of go through that middle of the joint. All right, so I know there's a few parts to this video because I really needed to be creative with my resources up here. Super real, we're keeping it real life, studio life, teaching life. So if you have any questions, please ask, and I'll see you soon.